Today we're going to talk about 3 ways to defend mount. So here we go. Okay, I'm in mount. Shame on me. So we can use the trap and roll, which is the first escape, it's the most generic escape for full mount, to escape. So when you're doing that, the reason why it's called a trap and roll, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, you're trapping a person and then you're gonna roll them. The roll that we're gonna be doing is we're gonna bridge and we're gonna roll up on our shoulder. So as I go, I'm gonna use my feet to push my hips off the ground. I wanna go as high as the balls of my feet, and I really wanna get all the way up on my shoulder. So my bottom, my tailbone, my calves and legs and all that stuff are off the ground. So as I do this, I'm not just going up, I'm going up to the angle. So a good way to train is to roll up on one side, roll up on another side, just to practice left and right. So when I roll, I don't wanna roll sideways, I wanna roll to a corner. I wanna roll all the way up and over to the corner, and to practice, I wanna try to get all the way up and walk my foot over this way without using my hands, because if my hands are occupied controlling a person, I can't let them go. So I'm gonna be using that kind of theory to escape the full mount. I wanna stop this person's arm from what we call basing out. So when she bases out, she's putting the hand there, so if I roll, she's stopping. If I don't do that with the foot, she can do the same thing. She can step out with that foot and kind of stop me from going. So I wanna make sure that I trap that foot, and I'm gonna trap this arm. If I'm gonna roll to my left, which I'm gonna roll this way right now, I'm gonna take my left foot, I'm gonna go on the outside of my partner's foot, and I'm gonna trap it in. If you have leg limitations or you're not that flexible, you could always grab your own leg and kind of hold it there if you need to. It's better if you do it without it, because your hands are, again, probably going to be occupied. There's a lot of ways people think about it. You can grab sleeve, bring it across, you can overhook with the other arm, bring it across, you can underhook. It doesn't really matter what you choose, as long as you trap this arm securely and it crosses or stays at your center line. Your center line being like the center of your body here. So I don't want to leave it on this side, because she could easily put her arm out, and that will defeat the purpose of the sweep. So I'm gonna go with my far arm, bring it across, and I'm gonna go right behind the elbow and the tricep, and I'm gonna bring it nice and tight with 2 hands if I can. Then I'm gonna create my bridge, what I just showed you. So my hips come all the way up off the ground, and I want my partner to go forward as well, because if they're light off of the ground this way, where their bottom is kind of headed towards my head, they're gonna be light to take over. So that's the theory. So when we go here, I'm gonna come all the way up, bridge all the way through again, like I just showed, coming all the way over. I wanna go with the flow of my partner, okay? If I don't go with the flow of them, then I'm just gonna stay on my side, and then we're kind of in a neutral spot. I don't want that. I wanna end up, we're gonna end up in guard. I know it's not the most ideal situation, but it's better than mount. Now, if my partner doesn't know what they're doing, let's say we're brand new white belts and they don't get me in guard, I'm then gonna, block this guard, I'm gonna start passing, then moving myself away, and all these things that go off to the side. But obviously, if I'm doing a trap and roll, my partner's probably gonna keep me in mount, but so you just wanna make sure, as soon as you roll, you immediately posture up like a little gopher. So that's gonna be the trap and roll. The second escape that we're gonna be doing, it's more advanced than that trap and roll, so if you're a beginner, you could... This one, you're gonna be using your partner, or you're gonna be loading your partner's leg on top of your thigh, and we're gonna go from full mount to half guard, and then from half guard to full guard. So again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, let's go over these things really quick. What half guard is when I have one of my partner's legs in between my legs. That's what half guard is. So it's not a full guard wrapped around all the way, it's just half of that guard. We in our school like to do what's called a lockdown. It's a Eddie Bravo move. So I take that leg, I'm gonna wrap it underneath her shin, take the other one, do the same. You basically want your tops of your feet on the top of their shin, and it's just really painful for this person. There's a couple ways we can do this. Number one, I take my hand, I grab my partner's pant leg from the outside in a pistol grip, I lift their leg off the ground, and I slide my leg underneath it. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it is you can grab it with the ankle, you can lift it up and come underneath it. And if you're all out of hands, let's say your partner has you tied up, I could use my feet. So what I'm gonna do is I take my far leg and I bring it over the top and I scoop it up. Then I kick my leg under, and then I lock it over the top. You wanna load at least ankle and the bottom of the shin on the top of the inside of the thigh. I take my far leg, I'm gonna reap it over the top, and with this little hook of my heel here, I'm gonna take that and get on the top of this part of her foot, okay? So I'm gonna hook that nice and tight, so it's pinched up as tight as I can get it against my hamstring and then the inside of my left thigh, okay? So when I get this, I'm now gonna bring my knees together and pinch, so it makes it tougher for her to get out of this, so I keep it nice and tight. So I'm gonna use this to manipulate her knee up off the ground. So I'm gonna roll my knees upward and pinch tight, and it gets the knee off the floor. I don't need her to get all the way up to the sky, I'm just gonna use this to load it in between my legs. So from this spot right here, I'm gonna put a hand on the hip, hand on the knee, and I'm gonna push them between my legs while I swallow her whole with my legs, like a Ragnarok or a Rangoror from Star Wars. I think there's other things called a Ragnar, something like that. Okay, anyway, so I'm gonna kind of pop my hips up, to help and facilitate. I'm gonna push up, pop that leg through, I'm gonna overhook that leg, I'm gonna get that lockdown. So now I'm in my half guard. From the half guard, I'm gonna do exactly what I did on this side, but on the other side. You don't wanna just abandon ship with your legs and just shrimp out for guard, because she can get you back and mount, and that's just a bad thing. We got out, we don't wanna get back, okay? So what I do is I take this leg, the outside leg here, and I'm gonna keep it hooked. If you can see that right there, I keep it hooked on that leg, okay? So that way she can't get it out. I like to kind of mess with people too and lock that out and make it really uncomfortable for them, so it makes them really loose and kind of succumb to my will. So you can just use this to keep it so they can't get you in full mount again. Okay, so remember to keep this leg right here secure while you get the other one out, okay? Okay, so now we're on this side. I'm gonna be pushing this leg through like that. Leg comes over, I have guard. And we're back in the car again. The last one, we're gonna use that little beginning tool, except instead of loading into full guard, we're just gonna roll them all the way over. I'm gonna talk to you upside down, okay? So bear with me. I load up the leg, kick it underneath, come over the top with the other foot, and I pinch that tight. I'm crossing my ankles like I'm in guard. I'm gonna trap this arm so she can't base out with it, roll all the way in one swooping motion, boom, all the way through. Now, this leg currently is between my legs, okay? So what you can get me in half guard, we don't want that. So right when you get to this spot, we're gonna kind of smash, we're gonna crunch them in nice and tight. We're gonna go on the outside of that thigh, reach across to the far leg, grab the pants. We're gonna kick that foot out, and we're gonna slide around so we can regain our side mount. If you made it this far, maybe you're willing to go a little bit further. If you didn't know these things already, now you know, and if you already knew them, they're good for you. If you have any questions about them in particular, please leave it in the comment section below. Please click that subscribe button if you haven't yet already. Every Monday and Thursday, there's gonna be a video coming out at 11 a.m. Mondays are for tutorials, Thursdays are for skits. Clausen, I am Ichi, and you are probably not watching anymore. Okay, tongue sue.